You're probably a busy person watching this video and struggle finding the time to practice daily. So in this video, I'm gonna give you a couple tips that can help you practice more consistently. Schedule it, but schedule it like you mean it. You know, everything you take seriously, you put it in your calendar, right? So do the same for your practice. Put it in your calendar, put it in your to-do list that forces you to look at all the things that you have to do for the day, whether it's going to school or going to work or doing homework or whatever you have to do, and find time, the right time to practice. And one thing I always tell my students, practicing even 10 or 15 minutes every day is better than practicing an hour or two every week, because consistency is key. Start small. Your biggest enemy when it comes to consistency is procrastination, right? You might tell yourself, okay, I'm gonna practice today, but when the time comes for you to practice, you either don't feel like it, or you try to talk yourself out of it. You're gonna do it tomorrow or maybe later, and you end up not doing it. So one of the ways I trick my students, and sometimes even myself, is by letting them know, okay, it's fine. You can just practice even like 1 minute or 2 minutes. It's better than nothing. And what ends up happening is you start and thinking you're gonna do 1 or 2 minutes, and then it starts getting fun, and then you end up practicing for like 30 minutes and in a whole hour. So start small. Make it easy. There's a lot of ways you can make practicing easy. One of the ways is by making it accessible, right? You don't want to have your piano somewhere you're not gonna see it all the time. And also setting your piano up in a way that makes it easy for you. For example, if every single time you have to practice, you have to plug your piano, set up the stand, put it on the stand, and do a whole setup, you are less likely to practice compared if your piano's already set up. The only thing you have to do is press the power button and sit down and practice. You get what I'm saying? And also make your space inviting. Keep it clean, keep it clutter free. Like, no one wants to stay in a cluttered space for a long time, in an ugly space for a long time. If you can set up a whole studio with cool lighting, with cool setup, if you can afford to do that, just do it. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be just looking at the studio already makes you feel like practicing. Track your practice. Sometimes you might think you killed it. You practiced a long time throughout the week. You think, and then if you really tracked how many times you practice, you didn't practice more than twice in the week. But just because you were never used to practice consistently, just practicing twice in the week makes it feel like, okay, you practiced the whole week, you practiced a lot. But in reality, it's not true, right? If you practice twice a week, at the end of the year, you practice 52 times 2, that's 104 times, compared to someone who practiced every day, that's like 360. So it's at least 3 times more. So just imagine how much better you would be if you practiced 3 times as much as you do now. And most of us, we don't even practice every week. So think about it. So last one, make it fun. One thing that will definitely make you procrastinate is if practicing feels like a chore, right? It has to be fun. There are things that you're gonna practice that are not gonna be that fun in reality. I'm not gonna lie to you. Practice can be hard. Like if you're practicing scales and some chords, it can be hard. And sometimes even learning a song is some songs are difficult, right? but come with a good mood. You know, if you're practicing the scales and it's getting boring with the metronome, use a beat, use a click track, you know, make it fun. You know, anything that you can do to make practice fun is definitely gonna increase the chances of you being more consistent. Hey, listen, practice makes better. Some people say practice makes perfect. So if you want to get better at the piano, there's no other way. The only way is through practice. So I'm inviting you, I'm challenging you this week. Make sure you set a schedule and stick to it and practice every day and see how much progress you're gonna make already. I'll see you in the next video.